appreciate you watching us do a thing here. We are on part 2 of my dream hunting build. I have a genuine Polaris 6x6. I've got a Grizzly 660. I got a plethora of parts for both of them. If you check out over here, tucked back into the barn behind the old truck, I've got my old Ford Ranger sitting there with 4-wheel drive. And if we swing back, maybe the camera can get back over here. We have just over the hood of this truck here, you'll see in the corner, this cowboy camper. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it or not, but we got pretty much everything you need for the ultimate hunting setup. I am the founder of the Gen Strong Nexus, and I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek about what we're doing here on this property, and hopefully you guys can watch us refurbish these old 90s and 2000 vehicles. I'm a big fan of the late 90s, early 2000s, because I think it's the peak of reliability, utility, and little touches of luxury. So putting all the 3 things together and growing up in that time, it kind of made me just fall in love with these machines. The 660 is one of the strongest ever made, and this Polaris 6x6 is really cool. Step 1, drag this puppy out, because we got the workbench set up right here on the truck, and I'm gonna do an oil change. I'm gonna chuck this air filter in real quick and just do some general maintenance stuff, new spark plugs, stuff like that. And I'm really wanting to get the oil change done so we can get this thing started. For right now, let's see if she starts. Okay, all we got to do is chuck the key in here, turn it on. The battery's obviously dead. That is part of what we're doing here today, and probably the next process of this video is finding where the parasitic draws are on this quad and the Grizzly 660. I just realized I called this a quad. Are we gonna call it a quad? Because it's a 6x6? I guess we'll just do ATV. All right, let's kick that on. Let's make sure our fuel is on. So I'm gonna go down. All right, comment down below how many pulls you guys think this is gonna take to start. I think it's gonna be, I'm going under 15. What do you think?
I think 2.
You think 2 pulls?
It took 3 last time.
I think I'm going 12, man. I'm going 12. So comment below before you watch this and guess how many you got. Good pulls. I want them to be good pulls. So I'll prime it a little bit. Choke is on. I'll actually pull it right here so I can get a good, nice pull. Oh, that was almost a start right there. All right. P1, lean 1, 2 pulls. Dang, bro. These 90s vehicles are so reliable. I really doubted it, but all right, so it did start. We'll let it warm up a little bit, and then we'll get on to this oil change. We'll do that first. Oh, it sounds like it's gonna die. I'm gonna turn the choke off, see what happens. There we go. It's idling pretty beautifully. I'm impressed. I was used to rattling, thinking like something's going on in the back end, but it's this. It's like the actual bed is metal rattling together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna chuck these parts over here. Everything I got in the bed, because it's a utility vehicle. And then we're gonna ride over, bang, bang. Let's grab all this. All of our bucket of parts, and we will jam on over to start our oil change, because I have a piece of equipment for a lawnmower that I think would work perfectly for this. Chuck her in reverse. Portable table here, so we actually have kind of a worktop. The good thing about this quad is if you didn't have this, you still have the bed right there. It is a true utility vehicle. This is my range table. It sits out in the Arizona desert, and it is just beat to tar, but you know what? It works. And that's all that matters. Little, who's that guy? Kentucky Ballistics? You know what I'm talking about? How he flips the tables every time? Let's see if we can do it. Okay, that was cut. Cameraman cut. All right, check this bad boy out. So this is for the lawnmower, but I think it's gonna work just beautifully. This is gonna work, brother. Oh, our nasty oil pan. Cool. So, when we're ready to go, we should be pretty much lined up. Look at the wheels are even perfect. That's crazy. That is so cool. So just kind of set her on there. Give her a pull. Oh, brother. Look at that. She's gonna want to roll, isn't she? How to get her to not roll? Take the winch and strap it right here. That would work. Dude, this is awesome. This is gonna make my life so much easier. All right, you think we're up high enough?
I figure, yeah.
Okay, so to make this not a total incomplete death trap, I'm going to chuck this bad boy under there. And then we'll chuck a brick behind this tire so it doesn't roll back and stomp my head. So let's see where I can chuck this bad boy. Man, this whole frame is just steel, bro. Sweet. I ended up chucking that jack stand under there so that I don't die. So I'm gonna lower this bad boy down in there, real gentle like. All right, we're on there now. Add a little bit of upward pressure. So that way we're still touching these wheels, but it's on the jack stand. I'm gonna find a brick or a piece of wood to always gotta change the wheels. Ladies and gentlemen, because it can save your life. Cool. All right. I like it. Let's get this oil filter off. It looks like I'm just gonna be able to drain it from right there. And right here, you can see your oil filter. And then I might have to take like a skid plate off underneath and find an oil plug. I'm a dirt bike guy, so ATVs are very new to me, but I'm assuming it's just a motorcycle style motor and a oil plug's probably on the bottom. So you're learning with me here. I asked him if he wanted to drive, and he is quite eccentric to do so. He literally ran. He turns 16 tomorrow, so driving is a big deal. It's a big deal for the dude. What was that?
I'm the definition of smooth.
He's the definition of smooth. I think that's what he said. So let's see if he can actually drive this truck smooth. Just flash forward to him just totaling these two trucks. Let's see. Come on, brother. Puts it in reverse, backs to the barn. He started on stick, so the old two-wheel drive automatic should be no problemo. All right, he's looking good. He's looking good. Woo! That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think we're good here. Hopefully the camera can pick up on this. This hasn't been out. These bolts are 27 years attached, so this looks like a skid plate. But imagine that's like just a random oil plug and it just spews out in my face. Pause. Okay, that's a cross-threaded one. That's what's up. Oh man, dust, bro. I should have my impact socket and do this by hand, but whatever. I'm gonna get some comments about bad mechanic work or whatever. People are gonna call me a quad butthead or something. I don't know. We'll see. That is dirty. Bro, what the frick? Okay, I'm looking for an oil plug. I'm not seeing much. I'm seeing clutch, lever, seeing motor brackets. All right. A lot of dirt down here. Gee, she dirty, dude. So here's what I'm seeing from my point of view. I just took these off and that plate came down and I see motor mounts and this clutch linkage, our linkage right here. I'm not seeing any oil plugs specifically. So I would have to, I'd have to keep looking. That could be it. That could be it. Potentially. Probably not. Look at all this dirt. Look at all this dirt. Look, it looks like cracks on the motor, but then you wipe it and it's just dirt. Don't you worry.
Dad.
Look at all this dirt, man. Check this skid plate out. Looks like he ran over a dog. This is a leash, bro. There's just, oh, there's an egg. Okay, so maybe he was a chicken farmer. Just a ton of crap. There's like rattling around. Of course there's gonna be. So we'll clean this all out, but it is dirty, man. So that's definitely gonna have to be a video all on its own, just us cleaning it up. Kind of excited for that though. We'll keep you posted. Right, so I'm sitting here about to pull up the manual because I have the original manual that this thing came with. And you could see, look at those fins right there. Can you see them? Look at those fins. This right here is an oil cooler. So that is gonna be our plug. Sometimes you just need to open your eyes and you can solve some problems. I was a dirt bike guy, so I was going underneath thinking I was all smart, and I wasted my time, but I found a lot of debris and crap under there, so we'll clean it up and let's get this oil change started. All right, so check us out here. Right there is gonna be our oil plug. I'll bet you anything, because this is our oil. Sorry for that. This is our oil reservoir, and connected to that, you can see that neck goes down into here to the bottom of this cooler. So I'll set the camera up all nice here, and we'll get this thing taken off. All right, so this looks like a 14, and it is. So, oh, I cracked it. These are my little icon wrenches that I love to death. So we'll chuck those off to the side and get this on. Here, maybe I'll get a nice zoom in for you guys. Ooh, look at that, fancy. There we go. All right, let's get this thing off here. This is gonna be it, man. Oh, all over the freaking Osmo, bro. Holy crap. All right, let's get that fixed out right now. That's not good. That's not good, dude.
Splatter?
Yeah, it's all over.
Have you noticed the quality of this video go to the next level? Well, check out this bonus video to explain why. Thank you, Zach McPherson.
All right, so I wanted to take this opportunity to test out my new wired Freedom e-bike. This is the 60 volt version. They even have a 72 volt version if you guys are looking for something a little more speedy. I wanted something that can get me around. This thing can go almost 40 miles an hour with my 300-pound self on it. And if you're looking for something faster, go check out wiredebikes.com, and you will find quite the plethora of good e-bikes for heavy guys like me. If you're short, these aren't really the bikes for you. They do have a Viper series, which is a step through, so like women can ride that and stuff too. And the Viper is also 72 volts, so if you are looking for something a little with more power than this, but smaller, go check out that Viper. Wired pretty much makes everything. But this specific, the Freedom and the Predator are not the frame that you would want to be using. So here I'm pulled up to my parents' house after taking this bike on its maiden voyage. So this is like the first time I actually got to like go for a real ride. And I'm gonna open up a package here after I show you this this bike. You can see it's a full sizer. It's got the 4-inch tires, and it's got the 3 points of suspension. It's got that super luxurious cushy seat, the air shocks, and that little monoshock sitting down in the middle there. It's so comfortable. It's like a miniature dirt bike because it's over 100 pounds. It's got 2 giant batteries that are put together. You see I got the phone holder there and everything. And after this video, I actually I unlock it so it goes past 20 miles per hour. So it's pretty sweet. But here's what I actually went to go retrieve, was this package that my buddy Zach sent to me to help make these videos better. This is the DJI Osmo 8. It has the AI that tracks you. It's got lights with multiple modes, and it's a gimbal, and it's got a super long battery life, which I'm super attracted to. All you got to do is unfold it and it auto starts, or you can hold the little M button on the right side there. But you guys will see these videos are going to start being a lot better. Next, all we got to do is fix the audio, and I'm going to learn this whole YouTube thing. So thanks for following along. This is the early stages of Gen Strong Nexus, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. Thanks, guys.
Again, shout out to the homie Zach for giving me that new gimbal. And even after taking some like super viscous 10W40 ATV oil all over it, it still works. So we can give it an A+ for the reliability rating. Appreciate it, homie. These videos are going to be top notch.
All right, we're going to take this oil filter off and see if we are good to go. This is going to be a bugger. Dang, bro, I'm chubby and the veins started popping. That thing's on there. Oh, yeah. All right, so this is original oil filter and original oil change, guys. Like literally 567 miles on this ATV and no maintenance ever. The plug looked pretty close to perfect, so that's good. Let's use some of these dirty ones to slop this out. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take this and set that in a box, and we'll go on to the next step here. Oh my God. All right, here's our old oil filter. And here's our fresh one. Let's get that popped off. So I always take a little bit of oil, rub it on this O-ring right here. Guys, we're getting mics. Don't worry, the audio is going to be better. I'll take some fresh oil and I'll rub it on this O-ring, and we'll get this thing screwed on. Right now, I want to make sure it's the correct one. It looks identical, but I just want to make sure that it threads on there and that it's the proper size and yada, yada, yada. So it looks perfect. Okay, sweet. So let's get some fresh oil on this bad boy. Get the plug back in, tighten everything down to spec, pour some new oil in. Oil change is done.
There you go.
I got 2 quarts of Valvoline ATV 4-stroke motor oil. I think it's 40 or 50 viscosity. Oh, here we go, 10W40. We'll pre-lube this bad boy up, chuck it on there, get this oil change done. Now guys, don't put your filter on and then pour your oil in, because then you forgot your plug and then your oil will spill all over the ground. Or if you're like me, it will spill on your brand new DJI Osmo. And somehow it's still working.
What the hell? It just glitched out. It just not like bad. It just weird.
It's not locked on.
I know. It's locked onto something. Boom. So boom. Let me move you back. Lock on. Let me restart that.
Go ahead. I pre-filled this filter. I'm gonna take the excess oil that's on the rim here and get that seal semi-lubricated. Some guys say do this, some guys say don't. It's what I was taught, and I've never had any issues. So that's what I'm doing, fellers. So So we're gonna chuck this bad boy right on there. Boom, 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 boom. Tight, 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 tight. And I do it about as tight as my left hand can go, because that's like hand tight for most men. And that way, my right hand can always take it off, because it'll snug up there as we get this thing hot. So that thing is good to go. I'm gonna put this plug back on. We're gonna add oil, and we're gonna be good to go. Obviously, we'll check our fluid levels. If I have coolant, I'm gonna top some in here too and check that. I just wanna get this thing, you know, gussied up for phase 1 of the rebuild here. Awesome. All right, guys, we're gonna chuck this thing back in here. This is our little oil plug, and it's got a magnet on there and this little white crush washer. So getting that bad boy back in there. Alrighty, perfect. Let's snug that down. This wrench fits perfectly recessed in there. Look at how perfect that is. That's hilarious. All right, don't you be the guy that over tightens this. It's easy to do that, but don't do it. It's just an oil plug. You just want to smash that little PVC washer and make it all clean and nice, and that is that. I'm gonna go in and wipe everything. Looks like I got quite a bit of fluid all over the place from this oil filter, because it has this weird design where it kind of drips on this bracket here. But hey, at least it's easy to get that filter in this plug. You know, it's pretty nice for what it is. Let's get that all cleaned up. Got some more oil dripping back here. Okay, perfect. Let's brake clean all this wet part and keep on going. Add some oil. I'm just gonna take some brake cleaner and spray this all up. Try to clean this as best as I can. And then give it a wipe. We'll even clean this bad boy up before we add more. We will make sure this thing is as clean as possible. Again, this thing's getting scrubbed and rubbed. Soon, it'll be all clean. Right now, we just want it to be reliable. Okay. Give that a wipe down. I think we're good to add oil now. All right, on to the next part. All right, we are going to add oil right here in our filler neck. You don't really need a funnel. You don't really need a funnel, guys. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm gonna go crazy. Just pour it in here raw. Bam. This oil's dripping now. They made these things so serviceable. Like, they're so easy to work on. This oil change video, people are gonna watch it and be like, wow, that wasn't information that anybody needed, but hey, we're having fun. Let's give this a wipe real quick. Let that sit in there. I one-hand it. What's up, brother? That should be good enough for quart 1. We'll go ahead and add the second one here right now. Oh, I made such a mess, man. That's disappointing. I hate doing that, but this is real. This is what happens, man. I got it all over the new camera setup. Just shot out. I was just eager to see, and I wasn't paying attention, and that was my fault. So we get to put some kitty litter down. So that's always fun. All right. Here we go. Boom. I remember the first time I saw kitty litter in the shop. I'm walking around looking for a cat. I had no idea it was for oil stains. When I first started all this, guys, I didn't even know what a spark plug was. You aren't born with knowledge, you know. Everybody like feels bad because they don't know something, and I'm like, well, you got to learn it, right? I don't know, not to get philosophical, I just think that's the weirdest thing ever. When people are down on themselves for not knowing something, then I just kind of cock my head and go, well, then know it, learn it, practice it, make it knowledge. All right, we are good on core 2. All right, we're gonna lower this thing down. Take this jack stand out of here, double check for leaks, and then we are good for the oil change here. I'm just gonna check our fluid level and make sure we actually got enough in there. Get this bad boy out of here. Let this guy go down. How nice is this, dude, to have this thing going here? Man, these are for like riding lawnmowers and stuff. I think it says something on here like no more than 1,500 pounds. This whole quad is 890 pounds, so we're good. But it just works perfectly for ATV maintenance and lawnmowers and such. So now I should just be able to push her off. Cool, dude. Well, that is neat. Let's get this out of the way. I gotta clean up all that mess, dude. All right, let's clean up this mess. Look, I rolled over the, I was like, man, why was that so hard to push? So I rolled over the chocks. Can you, yeah, you can get those. Rock and roll. All right, guys, we're gonna start this thing up, check our oil, and we'll go for the Grizzly oil change, and we'll get a short little ride in here before we start doing spark plugs and stuff like that. Let's get this thing started. Come on, man. I'm on, right? I'm on. Choke is on. Fuel is on. Oil's in. There we go. All right, I turned the choke off and it started, so maybe it's already warm enough. Sweet. All right, we'll let this warm up a little bit. Actually, I'm not gonna let it warm up a little bit. I want to check my oil level right now. Somebody in the comments is going to say, it needs to be off to check the oil. And to that, I say, bupkis. Dear boy, bupkis. All right, get that camera up close on this. Let's see if we're on here. How are we looking? We are looking good. We got oil in this puppy. All right. Let's put her in reverse, Terry. Oil change number 2 so we can get these things ripping. Slowly but surely, oil change, spark plugs, deep clean, coils, tires, paint, whatever. You know, we're just gonna go through every little step on these bad boys and make them nice until they're super reliable. We'll probably wait till the next video until we can figure out what's draining these batteries. But for now, they're both pull start, so we're good. You know, even if the battery's dead, I'm able to start them. It's just so much less convenient. So I know you guys want to see this thing just be able to electric start, and so do I. So stay tuned for the next video for that. But we'll have a little bonus video attached to this clip of me getting this DJI, and you'll really see that the camera quality is going to start being a lot better. The next video, we actually have some audio mics, so that the audio will be better. Slowly but surely, we're upgrading this thing, and I'm learning how to do it more and more. So thank you, Zach McPherson, for getting this Osmo for me. I got oil on it today, and it still works. So we're gonna reverse out of here, go get that Grizzly, see if we can do 2 oil changes before it gets super, super dark. So I went to go do the second oil change, and the drain plug got caught on the frame, and the oil ran down the frame, and made the top biggest oil stain I've ever made. So I've had some bad instances when I was first getting into mechanics, but this one was pretty bad. As you can see, that created a plethora of problems. So we did get to make a trip to go get some kitty litter, and it definitely added to our long night of mishaps, but we had some fun. We ended up figuring everything out. I think I'm just like complaining or something right now. I'm doing a voiceover, so don't really know what the audio says. I think I'm explaining what I just explained. The drain plug, got caught on the frame, and then it just ran down the driveway and created a black slime ball of doom. And then I realized I couldn't get the oil filter out here. Like, look how tight that space is. I can barely get 2 fingers in, so it really created a problem. So here we go with the rest of the oil change, and I ended up having to stick a screwdriver in the oil filter and hammer it in to get it out. So if you've ever been there, you know that that sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Then the other one went in a little easier, and then we ended up getting them going, and we crashed at my place, and here we are at the car wash the next day, and we'll continue from here. Check out this before and after here. Get the pre-soak in here. Hey, shout out Liam. This is how we celebrated his 16th birthday. He's learning quite a bit, and we had a ton of fun, so happy birthday, cuz. Fun fact, a 6x6 in a regular quad is pretty much exactly the same length as a Jeep Grand Cherokee. So if you can fit your Jeep Grand Cherokee, you can fit your 2 quads. Okay, I just wanted to explain how I fixed the parasitic draw. You can see this little fuse, and mine was popped up on one side, so one leg wasn't fully seating, as well as both of my terminals were actually exposed. But the most important thing was those wires that are going into where that fuse is creating continuity were all getting bent. There's a flap of plastic that you're supposed to put over this, and you can see where the arrow is pointing at. There's a little slot, and those slots should fit on plastic feet in that compartment. And mine was pushed up. It wasn't on those feet. So I pushed it back down, and I fixed the wiring, and then I pushed that fuse back in, and I haven't had an issue since. There has been no draw. It started reliably every time, and I'm pretty sure I fixed it. I found that out because every time I would sit on the seat at just the right angle, it would die completely. I'd have no power, so I'd have to pull start it. So hopefully that explains a little bit about the parasitic draw, and apparently it's a common Yamaha Grizzly problem. So I'll keep you guys posted on what's next in the hunting videos. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a total pleasure to make this video and hang out with my cousin, and we're going to keep going. We're going to try to post every single week. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all my buddies. Huge shout out to all you guys that are watching and staying tuned, and this is a great way for us to keep in touch, and I appreciate you guys just hanging out with me from a distance. So y'all have a good one. Thanks.